Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to be creating a little audio component in Next.js. So this is what we will be building. It is a little audio component. We can press play right there, like here. We can turn the volume up and down. You can see there, we can stop, and you can see the audio stops. All right, so let's go ahead and see how we built this. All right, so let's jump right into this. So this is a Next.js app. We're using TypeScript for this, but that is not going to be pertinent to this tutorial.
I believe the question is pertinent.
So don't worry if you just want to use JavaScript as well. So we're just in our index.ts right here in our pages, and we're just going to do all of our work in here, and we're using Tailwind. So I've gone ahead and done a little bit of markup here. Let's go back to the actual app here. And you can see this is kind of what we have right now. Now there's no functionality here, so when I press play, nothing happens with this audio file. Obviously the volume doesn't work here, so it's basically just the shell of what we're going to be building. So other than just a basic Next.js TypeScript application, we have, let's look at our package.json. We're bringing in this hero icons because that's the icons we're using for this. And I think that is basically it, Tailwind here, like I said. So if you don't know how to set up Tailwind or whatever, we have other videos on that on the channel, so go and check those out and come back. Other than that, this code will be on in the repo in the description here, so if you want to just check that out, that is all good. Oh, and lastly, we have this MP3 file here, and this is the audio we're going to be playing. Of course, use whatever audio you like. That is about it. So let's head back into this index.js right here. And let's go over what we have. We're just bringing in a few things. Next image, that's going to be for our image that we're using. The icons here from this hero icons right there. And then we just have this one card here. So we just have an object called sound here. It's going to be our title. This is going to be ocean.mp3 right here. Then we have just a type here. We actually don't need this, I don't think. We can get rid of that. And then we have our image URL, and that is going to be to our particular image, which is in our public folder here. So just slash, and then the name of the image if it's in your public folder. All right, then we have a little bit of markup here, just some Tailwind classes right here. And then in here, we actually don't need a key. This was a list before, so this doesn't actually have to be a list. So we can just change this to a div again like that. And come down here, change this to a div. Just like that. Go ahead and save that. Let's check that out and see if that worked. Okay, yeah, we still have the same thing. Again, nothing's working yet, but that's good. Let's come back here. All right, so we have our image tag, bringing in that. We have a button, we have an icon, and basically we want to be able to play and pause this audio file. So let's get into doing that exact thing. So the first thing we're going to do, let's come in and let's add a little bit of state here. So we're going to say const, and we'll just say play, and we'll say set play, and that's going to be equal to use state, and we'll set that to false initially. And then we're going to create a ref right here. So we'll just say ocean ref like this, and that's going to be equal to use ref, and that's an HTML audio element is the type for that. Now we got to bring in use ref up here. So let's come down and we're just going to import React, and we'll say use ref and use state, and we get access to both of those like that. So that is looking pretty good. So we're not using those yet. Let's come down here and then also add one more thing. We're just going to add a max constant for the volume. So we can say const, and we're just going to say max. We'll go all caps like that, and that'll be equal to, so this is going to be the maximum volume that we want to go to. So we want to be able to toggle this audio, but before we do that, we actually need to use this ref and use kind of an audio tag. So let's come down here. We'll just go in our main here, and we're going to use, this is just HTML. So this is the HTML audio tag. This has nothing to do with React or anything. So we're going to say audio like that, and then we're just going to have a reference to that audio tag, and that's what we created above. So we'll say ocean ref like we had before, and then we'll have a, we're going to loop this. So we're going to say loop. Now this gives us control if you just want to continue, because it's a short little file, we're just going to loop it over and over again. So that's what that loop will do. But if you have just a file you want to play until it ends, then don't add that loop. And then we're going to add our source like this, and that's going to be equal to, we'll go here and we'll say /ocean.mp3, and then we'll finish our audio tag off, although we can actually just go self-closing like that, self-close that, there we go. All right, so this /ocean here is just this ocean.mp3. Again, if it's in your public folder, you can just go /ocean like that. Okay, so now that we have our audio file here, nothing's going to be working yet. So we have a reference to it, which is this ocean ref, which we're creating. Let's get a little more room here, which we're creating right here. And then we're adding that to our audio element tag. All right, so let's create a little function. We'll come down here and we'll say function. And this is going to toggle our audio. So we can say toggle audio like that. Void like that, and then we're going to check if it's already playing. So we're going to say if play, which is the state we're creating right up here, and then we're going to come in here and we're going to say oceanref.current.pause like that. So this current on the ref is going to access our tag right here that we're creating here. So we'll have access to that, and then we can either, because we are playing at this moment, because we're checking for that, we're going to pause it, and otherwise, so we'll have an else condition here, and we can say oceanref.current.play like that. So we can go ahead and save that, get a little something here. What do we got? Says we can hit void here like this. I don't know what that's about. We'll leave that. That should be fine. So we have our toggle audio. So we're checking if it's playing, we're going to pause it with this oceanref.current.pause, and then we're going to also be setting this play to false because we're pausing here. And then otherwise, if it's paused, we're going to hit play and set this to play as well. So that looks pretty good. Let's come down and actually add this here. So right now, all we have is this play icon, but we want to alternate between a play icon like that and a pause icon. So let's come in here and we'll say if it's playing like this, we're going to come down here, and otherwise we're going to copy this over here. We can come in here and we can paste this, and we'll just change this to a pause icon. And we got to bring that in, so that's not being brought in for us. So we have our play icon here, and we'll have our pause icon like that. Okay, so if it's playing, we're going to have our play icon here. If it's not playing here, there we go. We'll have our play icon. If it is playing, we'll have our pause icon, just like that. All right, so now we have to actually implement that toggle audio. So we can come into here, and we're just going to say... on click here, on click, and then we're just going to say toggle audio like that. So if we go ahead and save that, now we have this toggle audio function which we created up here, and that should be implemented. So let's check that out. All right, so you can see we can press play. Now we get this audio playing. I don't know if you can hear that, hopefully. And we can press pause and it stops. So that is working great. Now again, this here does nothing. So let's implement this volume right now. Let's turn that off. All right, so let's come down below this toggle audio right here. And we don't actually need this at all. So we can come in here and we can create a function here like this. And we're going to say handle volume like this, and that is going to be it's going to take an event here, and it can be, that looks pretty good, react.change event HTML element, there we go, and it's going to return void like this. Now, all right, so we have our handle volume right now, so we're pulling this value off the target here, and then we are creating a volume variable right here. We're going to get the number of this value right here. So we're going to make sure that's a number, and then we're going to divide that by the max that we created here. Okay. Then finally, we're going to get this same reference that we created, and we can set this volume property on it. So we get oceanref.current, and we can set that to this volume, which is going to be coming in from the changing event. So we're going to add an on change. So this is going to continuously update as we move that slider. So let's go down to our input here. We got a little input right in here, and we can add a little min and max. So for this, you want to have a min here. And that's going to be, we'll just set that to 0, which will be the minimum value. And then we'll also have a max like this. And we can set that to, again, we created that max before, like that. And then inside an on change right now. So we can say on change. And instead of this, we actually need to pass in the event like we said above. So we can come in here, we can say E, which is the event. And then we can say handle volume like this. And we can pass in that event like that. So now every time there's a change to this, which is our slider, we can, and that's what this type range is. So make sure you have that actually. And that will create this kind of slider for you. So that's going to handle our volume. We're going to pass in the event and then do our calculation right here. And that should work for changing our audio levels. So that should be good. Let's check it out. All right, give that a little refresh just in case. So those are our initial levels. It's going to be right in the middle. We can press play and then we can turn this up and turn it down. You see it goes to 0 basically there. And the volume goes up. I don't know if you can actually hear this computer, but hopefully that is clear. Otherwise, just know that it is actually working. All right, so that looks good. That'll be it for this video. The link to the repo will be in the description, so you can check that out for the styles and whatnot. But pretty straightforward to add some audio to your website. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like and maybe consider subscribing, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.